Hello students, myself Priyanka Goswami. In this session, we are going to study the chapter 5 measurement of circuit parameters of the subject electrical measuring instruments. Part 1. Now, classification of resistances. From the point of view of measurement, resistances can be classified as follows. Number 1. Low resistances. All resistances of the order of 1 ohm and under may be classified as low resistances. Such resistances are used in the armature and series winding of large machines, in ammeter shunts, cable lengths, etc. Number 2. Medium resistances. This class includes resistances from about 1 ohm upwards to about 100 kilo ohm. In practice, the majority of the electrical apparatus used have resistances which lie in between these limits. Number 3. High resistances. Resistances of the order of 100 kilo ohm and upwards are classified as high resistances. High resistance measurements are required for the determination of insulation resistance of components and resistance of high resistance circuit elements and volume resistivity and surface resistivity of a material. Now we will study Wheatstone bridge method. Wheatstone bridge method is used for the measurement of medium resistances. The basic circuit diagram of a Wheatstone bridge is shown in the figure. The bridge has 4 resistive arms together with a source of EMF or a battery and null detector, that is galvanometer. The current through the galvanometer depends on the potential difference between the points D and C. The bridge is said to be balanced when the potential difference across the galvanometer is 0 volt, so that there is no current through the galvanometer. Hence, we can say the bridge is in balanced. When the potential difference between the points C and D are equal, then we can write I1P equals to I2R. When the current through the galvanometer is 0, then we can say I1 equals to I3 equals to E by P plus Q. Similarly, we can write I2 equals to I4 equals to E by R plus S. Hence, combining the above two equations, we get R equals to P by Q into S. Here, R is the unknown resistance. Next, in this slide, we will study Kelvin double bridge circuit or Kelvin double bridge method. This bridge is called double bridge because the circuit contains a second set of ratio arms. The capital P and capital Q is the first ratio of the arm and small p and small q is the second ratio arms. The basic circuit diagram of Kelvin bridge circuit is shown in the figure. Here capital P and capital Q is the first ratio arm and small p and small q is the second ratio arms, and galvanometer is connected in the point between B and D. Also, galvanometer is connected between the arms small p and small q at a point D. The ratio P by Q, small p by small q is equal to the capital P by capital Q. Under balanced conditions, zero current is flowing through the galvanometer. Now, we can write EAB or potential difference between the points A and B equals to P into EAC by P plus Q, and we can write EAC equals to I into capital R plus capital S plus small r into P plus Q by small r plus small p plus small q. Now, EAMD equals to I into capital R plus small p by small p plus small q into small r into p plus q by p plus q plus r, which is equals to I into capital R plus small p into R by small p plus small q plus small r. For zero galvanometer deflection, EAB equals to EAMD. So, substituting the values in this equation, then we can write P by P plus Q into I into R plus S plus small p plus small q into R by small p plus small q plus R equals to I into R plus small p small r by small p plus small q plus small r. By solving this equation, we can write R equals to capital P by capital Q into S plus small q into R by small p plus small q plus small r into capital P by capital Q minus small p by small q. If capital P by capital Q equals to small p by small q, so it becomes capital R equals to capital P by capital Q into capital S. Here R is the unknown resistance. This is the usual working equations for the Kelvin-Bridge method. It indicates that the resistance of the yoke has no effect on the measurement. It provided that two sets of ratioarms have equal resistance ratios. The Kelvin bridge is used for measuring very low resistances. This Kelvin double bridge circuit has two limitations. The sensitive galvanometer is used for detecting the balance condition, and the high measurement current is required for obtaining the good sensitivity. Now we will study the Megger, working principle of Megger, which is used to measurement of high resistance or insulation resistance. What is Megger? The Megger is an instrument which is used for measuring high resistances of the order of mega ohms and for testing the insulation resistances. The instrument generates its EMF when the cranking handle is turned. It has two terminals marked line and earth. The crank is turned at a moderate speed till a constant deflection of the needle is obtained. Uses of Megger. The equipment basically uses for verifying the electrical insulation level of any device such as motors, cables, generators, windings, etc. Now, construction of Megger. The schematic diagram is shown in the figure. Now, construction of Megger. It consists of a hand-driven DC generator and a direct reading ohm meter. There are two coils, PC and CC. Both the coils are fixed together at some angle. They are free to rotate about a common axis between the poles of a permanent magnet. The coils are connected in the circuit through flexible leads which exerts no restoring torque on the moving system. The current coil or deflecting coil is connected in series with a resistance between the generator terminal and the test line terminal. The deflecting circuit resistance R1 limits the current and controls the range of instrument. The pressure coil or control coil is connected across the generator terminals in series with a compensating coil and protection resistance or control circuit resistance. Now, compensating coil is connected to obtain better scale proportions. A guard ring is provided to shunt leakage current over the test terminals or within the instrument itself. The terminal G is known as guard terminal. is provided by means of which guarding can be connected to a guard wire on the insulation under test. The test voltage generated by the generator is usually 250, 500 or 1000 volts. Now, working principle of maker. Voltage for testing produced by the hand operated maker by rotation of crank or hand operated type. Battery is used for electronic tester. Number 2, deflecting coil or current coil connected in series which allows flowing the electric current taken by the circuit which is being tested. In hand operated generator maker, electromagnetic induction effect is used to produce the test voltage, where in electronic type maker battery is used to produce testing voltage. As the voltage increases in external circuit, the deflection of pointer increases and deflection of pointer decreases with the increase of current. Now, before making connections, two leads should be touched together and the crank handle turned gently at a slow speed. The pointer should indicate zero resistance. The resistance under test is connected between the terminals. The generator handle is then steadily turned at a uniform speed till the pointer gives a steady reading. The working principle of hence, the resultant torque is directly proportional to the voltage and inversely proportional to the current. Now, when the test terminals are open, the resistance to be measured is infinite. In case the generator handle is rotated, the generated voltage sends the current through the potential coil and no current flows in the current coil. Therefore, the moving system rotates in such a direction that the pointer tests at the infinity end of the scale. If the test terminals are short circuited and the generator is operated, it sends a large current through the current coil and a very small current flows through the potential coil. Therefore, the resultant torque so produced turns the pointer to the zero at the end of the scale. And if the unknown resistance to be measured is connected between test terminals, a considerable amount of current flows in both the coils. The actual position taken up by the pointer, which depends upon the ratio of currents in the two coils, that is the unknown resistance. Now there are 3 points. High resistance equals to no current. No current will flow through the deflecting coil if resistance is very high or infinity position of the pointer. Number 2, small resistance equals to high current. If circuit measures small resistance allow a high electric current to pass through the deflecting coil, which is produced make the pointer set a zero. Third one, intermediate resistance equals to varied current. Here, if measured resistance is intermediate, produced torque set the pointer in between the range of 0 to infinity. Thank you.